All right, let's have a look to the board challenge we got this week. So we got a function, at least in this occasion, the name of the function should give you a hint about what the hell this algorithm is supposed to do. If you remember, guys, in previous weeks, the function name was something like do stuff or execute action, or very generic names that didn't give you any clue about the purpose of the algorithm. However, this time we want to get the average, of a list of numbers. That's all we know, right? So if I got numbers 2, 3, and 4, what's the average, guys, of 2, 3, and 4? Oops. It's 3. Okay, yeah. That's the classic question. It's a ping just to make sure that someone is paying attention. Yeah. All right. So that's what we want to do. But now the algorithm is probably not working. Yeah. Because if it was working, then what was the point about the challenge? So before analyzing any details, blah blah blah. So do you see any syntax error? Is there any limitation towards having this algorithm running? What's wrong, Maxim? No, I don't care about indentation at this stage. Guys, remember, once again, indentation is not going to change the result of your algorithm. Indentation is going to make your code more readable or less readable. But the machine doesn't care about readability. Yeah, the machine doesn't care if you call the variable Brexit or username. So indentation goes next. It's not the first action here. So what's wrong with the return statement? We don't really need it. What do you mean with we don't really need it? Does it mean that it is optional? So what do you want me to do? Should we what? Remove it, get rid of it? Okay. Is there any other syntax error? Well, yeah, that's if we have the parentheses. If we don't have the curly braces, we cannot use any semicolons. Yeah? All right. Any other syntax errors? That's not a syntax error. That's again, yeah, remember. All right, so it may, yeah, okay. So you think that now it's correct. So we try, guys. So we do just console.log get average. So for instance, 2, 3, 4, and 6 or 5. 3, 4, 5. The average is really 4, right? Sorry, some people is still trying to join the session. So all right, here's Rafa. All right, so we got numbers 3, 4, and 5. Let's run it and see what it returns. It returns number 6. Is 6 the average of 3, 4, and 5? Clearly not, right? Clearly not. It's 4, yeah? So we'll see in a minute, why the algorithm is doing something. It's not massively wrong, it's not throwing an error or returning fine, it's returning a number, but the number is not correct. Before trying to understand why the number is not correct, let's focus on the styling issues. Yeah. So you told me before, but can you repeat, please? So can you tell me again where do we have the styling issues? Correct. Semicolon at the end of number 4. Any other styling issues? So no. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I cannot see anything obvious. Something you can try. Right-click, format document. Is VS Code doing any change? No, that looks good to me. All right. So now, can anyone give me a good reason why the average is not working? And before trying to explain why the average is not working, let's see if you understand how that average means. You know, guys, that if you want to get the average of 3, 4, and 5, what you can do is, what you may be thinking is add them all, 3 plus 4 plus 5, 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 12, and then divide it by the number of elements. How many elements we got? 3. So 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Yeah? We can do that. That's the classic way of getting the average. You get the total and then you divide it by the number of elements. No problem at all. However, you remember when you went back to school, there was a different way to calculate the average. So the different way, which is what we are trying to do here, is to divide each number by the number of numbers. So 3 divided by 3 plus 4 divided by 3 plus 5 divided by 3. That's the same. So what is 3/3 plus 4/3 plus 5/3? So that is 3 plus 4 plus 5. So that's 12/3, which is 4. Does that make sense? So that's what we're trying somehow using reduce. That's what we are trying to do here. Yeah, we are adding. We are actually, look, each number is gonna be divided by the length of the array, which is 3. Yeah, in this particular case, and then we'll save everything into the total. Yeah, so we add 3/3. So then we do 3/3 plus 4/3, and then we do 3/3 plus 4/3 plus 5/3, and that's what will be eventually returned. So can anyone tell me why, even though from a mathematical point of view the algorithm makes sense, why the outcome is wrong? That's interesting, Lauren. That's interesting. All right, let's build our famous metrics. So let me think about that. Iteration number 1. I like to ask you individually. Some of you may not be available, but let me try to figure out. So let me start from the top. Aaron, can you tell me on iteration number 1 what's the value of total? Just 3. That's correct, because as there is no default value, total gets assigned to the first element of the array. So that's correct, Aaron. Another question for Elena. Can you tell me what's the value of the first number? It will be 4. That's correct, Elena, because we get the next one. Yeah? So that's absolutely right. And now a question for Elijah. What do we return, Elijah, at the end of the first iteration? 12. All right, that's very aggressive. Why 12? Multiply. What do you see? Do you see any multiplication symbol? We return 4. Why 4, Elijah? Can Right, Elijah, that's not correct, I'm afraid. So, Lauren, do you know what are we returning on the first iteration? Can you tell me the fraction, because I don't want to type decimals? So it will be 3 plus 4/3. Yeah, yeah, that's correct. Total is 3. Number is 4. Values of length is 3. So does anyone remember, guys, back to school, what's 3 plus? Come on, don't be lazy. Don't, guys, I can hear you are typing something in the calculator. Don't do that. I want you to give me, no, 1.3. Now I want I want the fraction. One thing. 4 and 5. guys, there is a much easier way to calculate that, right? Look, 4/3, right? Let's try to work with the same data structure. So I want to have 3 is the same as something thirds. Yeah? What number comes here? 9, correct, Lauren. So if we got that, what's the result of that? So that's 13 thirds, yeah? Whatever that number is, yeah? 13 thirds. That's what we return at the end of the first iteration. I mean, that's looking wrong to me already. But anyway, let's continue. Iteration number 2. I got a question for, is Lorraine connected? No. So Max, what's the total on the iteration number 2? That's correct. Yeah, remember, you remember, guys, whatever we return on iteration I gets passed to the total on the next iteration. So that's correct, Max. That's correct. So Maxim, what's the number on iteration number 2? 4. Do you agree on that, guys? No, that's correct. It's 5, Maxim, because it was 4 on the first iteration. And why was 4 on the first iteration? Because total got the first element of the array. And why total got the first element of the array? Because we got no default value. You see, there's some sort of domino effect. Yeah. So yeah, the next number is 5. So what are we then returning? And that's a question. Next one is Rafa. I know Rafa is connected. Not sure if he can participate in the session. So I'm going to give 10 seconds to Rafa to see if he can type anything. Guys, let me know if Rafa says anything. If not, keep thinking about that, Vicky, because you are the next one in the list. All right. All right. Correct. And what's that? Just 5/3? Like that? 5. Yeah. Plus. Yeah. Uh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Vicky. What's the total? The total is 13/3. Yeah. Plus. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Guys, wait, guys. Let's go step by step because that's more difficult than I thought, right? Or than you know. So look, what the total is obvious, right? The total is 13/3. Yeah, easy peasy. All right, let's go one by one, right? So what's the number? Number is 5, right? Do you agree on that? What's the values of length? We're struggling. What's the length of the array? All right. That's the very first thing I told you. You told me no, that's not the right way, right? So that's literally the first thing I told you. All right. So what that returns? 18/3. And what is 18/3? That's correct. That's correct. That is 6. And now I got a question for Aaron. What happened? What's the value of the total on the third iteration? That's correct. That's correct. Wait to see Aaron's score of the week, guys. That's he's absolutely out of control in a positive way. All right, so that's correct, guys. There is no third iteration, so eventually the algorithm will return 6, yeah, as we've seen here, which it works as designed, but it doesn't work as expected because the average of 3, 4, and 5 is not 6. It's not 6, and the reason is, as Lauren originally suggested, that's because we are not passing any default value, and this is altering the behavior of the algorithm. So what happens if we pass any default value? Guys, what should be your default value here? 0, that's correct. So do we want, let's start again. Let's start again with a default value of 0. So I got now a question for Elena. What's the first total? It is 0. That's correct. Let me get rid of some stuff. It is 0 because now it has a default value. Fantastic. And now, I got a question for Elijah. What is the number on iteration number 1? Yeah? One? What do you think, guys? No? That's correct. That's correct. It's three. Elijah, please watch again the workshop we recorded recently about reviews. Right? No, don't say sorry. Don't say sorry, mate. Cool. So number is three, right? And then question for Lauren: what do we return at the end of the first iteration? Three. Why three? Can you? Yeah. Why one? Yeah. So that's correct. So that's total, which is zero, plus number, which is three, divided by the size of the array, which is three, and that's one. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. And now a question for, I don't think Lauren is connected, but Max is. So Max, what do we have in the total on the second iteration? One, correct. And then what's the next number? Question for Maxim. Four. That's correct because it's the second element on the array. That's four. So now Rafa, not sure if he can type. I'll give 10 seconds to Rafa, or maybe 20, to think about what are we returning. Vicky, just keep thinking about it because in case Rafa doesn't answer, you'll be next, right? Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if that algorithm works or not. But if it works, what you will notice is that having a default value may have an impact on the answer. All right, so we got. So, what did Rafa said, guys? All right, 1 plus 4 divided by 3, which is correct. Rafa. And can anyone tell me what? Can you give me the fraction of that operation? Wrong. That's not 5/3. Wrong. That's correct, Elena. Guys, whenever you face this sort of calculation, again, it's very simple. So you need to normalize. I don't remember the term to define to the. It was the denominator. I have no idea how you call the back to school. Yeah, you need to normalize the number on the right hand, the number at the bottom. Yeah, you remember what you did that with handwritten. Yeah, so 10 years ago, lucky you did that 10 years ago, Vicky. All right. My case was like, I don't know, 30 years ago. I don't know. All right. Anyway, so you need to find out a way to display all the numbers with the same denominator. I think it's denominator. Maybe I'm using the wrong word, right? So what's something? One is something divided by 3. What should I put here? That's correct, Elijah. That's correct. And once you got that, it is trivial to get the answer, right? 3/3 plus 4/3 equals 7/3. Okay? So, and now iteration number 3. Question for Vicky. What is the total is 7/3, and now they got a question for Aaron. What is the number? 5, correct. And then question for Elena. What do we return? But how do you calculate that? Let's go step by step. So total 7/3, correct? Plus what? Yeah? And what is that? Which is 4. Yeah? So you see, in this occasion, the result is correct. You may be wondering why I insist, why I highlight that much this way of dealing with the problem. The reason is, if you go to a job interview and they present you this type of algorithm and you fail giving the right answer, at least if you debug it following this sort of a structure, at least you prove that you have the right methodology. If you don't write anything and you just try to, figure out, to guess about the values, finger in the air, I think total now is, I think number now is, that doesn't give you any consistency. Yeah. So it is important that if you fail, and you may fail, that's fine, trying to figure out what the answer is, at least you prove that, because maybe you calculate something wrong somewhere, but at least you prove that you got the fundamentals ready. Yeah, you got you know how to deal with these sort of problems. So that's important. Once again, guys, this is not based on any standard or any book I read. This is just the personal way I have to debug these problems. You need to feel comfortable with that. If not, you may want to use something slightly differently. Yeah, that's fine. As far as you have a methodology and you repeat it again, that's all good. So, any questions? No? So, I could, yeah. Yeah, Elijah, as always, all the sessions are recorded. Right? That's all right. And now, I got a question for you guys. What happened if I get rid of the argument? What's that gonna return? 2? Who said 2? All right, why 2, Elena? That's correct, guys. Did you notice that? That's a new thing in JavaScript. That's very new. Yeah, surprisingly, that's very new. What that means is, if you don't provide any value, JavaScript will initialize values to whatever you provide here. So in this particular case, values will be equal to 1, 2, and 3. And obviously the average of 1, 2, and 3 is going to be 2, as Elena has said. Okay? So that's important, the way you can initialize values in JavaScript. But what if I pass an empty array? What's that going to return? Okay, so we got Aaron. Wait. Aaron set an empty array. Lauren said 0. Vicky said error. Well, Elena supports Lauren. All right. Maxim undefined. I think you're covering all the options, right? Anyone think that will return gunpowder? Why not, right? All right. So, look, ladies are right. Why? Look, this way of initializing your data only works if what you pass is undefined. If you pass any other value, and any other value could be tiger nuts, or could be hello, or could be an empty string, or could be 0, or could be nil. Yeah, anything different to undefined, even if it's falsy. Yeah. So for instance, if I pass 0, 0 is falsy, but still, anything apart from undefined will prevent from initializing the variable. In other words, if I pass an empty array, that default assignment won't happen. So values will be still an empty array. Yeah. If you got if you remove the 0, that's a different story. But if you don't remove the 0, there is nothing to iterate because the array has no elements. So JavaScript, with the 0, it's not going to be an error. With the 0, it's going to return, as you'll see in a second, 0. Yeah, because there is nothing to return. If I put minus 1, that will return -1 because that's the default. Yeah. But now, if we don't pass any default value, it will be error. Yes, it should be error. Actually, the error should tell you that, hey, the array is empty. We don't know what to return because there is no default value. Yeah. Personally, I'm not sure if I'm happy about that. I mean, if I sort of like that behavior, because it could return undefined, technically speaking. But yeah, I think you are right, Vicky. I think that returns error. I mean, let's try it. That's right. You're right, Vicky. You see, that's what I told you. Reduce an empty array with no initial value. That's illegal. That's illegal in JavaScript. Yeah, that's correct. No, 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 no. Wrong. In the case, well, that depends on the algorithm you are trying to write. But for instance, the last workshop we did about reduce, I think that was this week, right? Or Tuesday, maybe? I don't know. And that one, we didn't have any default value, guys. Do you remember to calculate the total? To calculate the total, you don't need a default value, yeah. So that depends. The thing is, it depends on whether any subtotal depends on what you got before that subtotal. Yeah, that's a bit hard to explain. But to calculate the total, I don't care if the previous number was 4, 7, or 8. I don't care. I add them all one after the other. To calculate the average, obviously the average depends on every single number. Yeah, it's not the same of calculating the average of 2 and 3 or minus 2 and 3. Yeah, that's why that depends. That depends. But if you are not sure, if you are dealing with numbers, you can always initialize it with 0. Yeah? If we are talking about numbers, of course. Any questions? So what happened if I pass nil here? What's that gonna return? So was the max undefined? Elena, 2. Wait, Vicky, error. Maxim, what do you say again? You agree with? Okay. All right. So guys, then that was a good example because I guess that wasn't clear enough what I said 2 minutes ago. I told you that this initialization only makes sense if we pass undefined. Undefined. Well, in lower cases, yeah, undefined. Any other value, including nil, 0, false, empty string, empty array, empty object, whatever, any other value, even if it's falsy, because nil is falsy, any other value will prevent from initializing. So if I add a breakpoint on line number 2, look, values is still nil. What happened if you try to do nil.reduce? Yeah, well, this is what that's correct. That will be an error. As you'll see, cannot read properly reduce of nil. Yeah, so that's why that's not correct. What if I pass an empty string? What's that gonna return? Again, yeah, that's correct. The same. What if I pass false? Correct. And if I pass again an empty array? We've done that. Why error, Aaron? Well, but then what? I mean, it's not undefined, means it's not going to be initialized, but the code will continue. Why? Wait. Why 0, Alaya or Max? Where was that? Alaya, why 0? There is no 0 here at all. So where is that 0 coming from? It's not 0, definitely. Correct. Yeah, that's an error, but not because of that line. So if I pass an empty string, it's gonna fail here straight away. Yeah, because empty string dot reduce doesn't make any sense. If I pass an empty array, that is correct. Yeah, that is correct. I can reduce an array. That's fine. However, because we are not initializing the reduce loop, this is gonna throw a different error, but still an error, as you can see here. Wait, is that oh yeah, okay, sorry, you got the message. Yeah, reduce of empty array with no initial value. So you need to pass a number. So if I initialize it to -3, what's that gonna return? -3. That's correct because there is nothing to iterate. And what if I have? Let me think about that. Number 2. Okay, wait. So Elena, no, wait. Elena said 2. Who else? Who said Lauren? Why -1, Lauren? That's correct. So total, that's correct. -3 plus number is going to be 2 divided by the length of the array, which is 1. So 2 divided by 1 is 2. 2 plus -3, this is going to be, as you'll see in a second, -1. And what if I pass -2? Aaron is right. It's going to be -5. Yeah. Again, what's number? -2. -2 divided by the length of the array, which is 1. That returns -2. -2 plus -3, it is obviously, as Aaron said, -5. Yeah. Guys, this sort of exercises will give you a lot of resilience. Yeah, because it's gonna make your brain a bit more flexible towards problem solving. So just play with random things here. What's that gonna return? All right, so Elena said -1. Who else? So low. Yeah. Okay, so the ladies are right. Why? Total. What's the total? 1. Total is 1. That's correct. Yeah, because that's the modulus. The modulus between 7 and 2 is 1. 1 plus number is -2. Length is 1. -2 divided by 1 is -2. So it's -2 plus 1, which is clearly -1. And final question from me today. What's that going to return? Sorry. All right. Okay. Good. So Vicky said undefined, and Aaron. Who else? -2. So wait, Vicky, wait. Let's keep the queue. So random number between what, Elena? So between what? What's the eventual result? Between what? All right, Vicky. Well, that's true. We haven't put the rates of random. Okay, cool. Anyone else? Yeah. So You are actually, I think all your ideas make sense somehow to me. However, the best answer was provided by Elena. Because that's right, we don't know what math.random will return. Math.random, guys, math.random returns a number, a float number with decimals between 0 and 1. So look at what Elena said. That's going to be a random number for sure between -2 and -1, which is correct. Because if the number is between 0 and 1, if we remove 2 out of that, yeah, so that's going to be between -2 and -1. Look. You see, it's a random number. Yeah. Make sense, guys? Any questions? All right. So it's all up to you guys to review that. Let me try something. Let me try something. You see that? Was that expected to happen? What's 0.1 plus 0.2? And what the hell is that number for at the end? That's correct. Yeah, there is something with the floating number in JavaScript. Yeah, it's one of the oddities of working with JavaScript. This is just off topic. Yeah, you don't need to know that. Yeah, I remember. If you are curious about programming culture, someone long time ago told me I'm playing with dates in the 19th century in JavaScript, and why the hell if I'm in, I don't remember the year, 1846, and I advance one day in the middle of, I don't know, April, why suddenly everything changes? And then I said, all right, this guy is doing something wrong, obviously. But then I played by myself, and he was right. Yeah. So there is something in the 19th century in JavaScript where dates weirdly change. Yeah. And I did some research, and there are some historical reasons. Yeah. This is because of the Trafalgar battle. Well, there is some reasons that go beyond the scope of coding. But it's interesting to see the oddities that are in the JavaScript and of course in other programming languages. Yeah, so that was a bit off topic, yeah. But at least the reduced part, it is important, yeah. As I've done before, don't prepare anything actually. Just play with numbers, play with things, and try to figure out, try to change things, and try to figure out what the outcome will be, because that will give you a lot of resilience towards problem solving. Anything else? No? Okay, cool. So if you got any questions, you know what I am. So thank you very much. See you